And welcome back to Moundridge Sports Network here for some action of Marion versus Moundridge basketball. We're starting out with the girls right now, as the girls are 12-2, riding hot after beating Marion by a good 30 piece. And Marion 10-5, looking to get back in the win column. Should be a good game tonight, as starters for the Wildcats are the usual five. Number 2, Addie Patrick. Number 3, Cami Unruh. Number 11, Hallie Hecox. Number 20, Hattie Hecox. And running it off, number 24, Macy Camico. In a familiar spot here, Sub-State was here last year, so this team very familiar with how big the goals are. The depth perception may be a little bit off tonight, as the walls are pushed back compared to the den. Kicking things off is going to be Camico tipping away, as so far the Wildcats have played some of their best ball as of late. Lost a tough game to Heston in the Trojan Classic, but have rebounded since nicely. And speaking of rebounds, averaging 32 rebounds a game, and it's huge for them and their skill sets as well. 15 offensive rebounds a game, so they get pretty active on the boards as well. Tipping things off now, as Marion is going to end up with it, as Rigner has it. Taking it down the floor now, straight over now to Inslee. Inslee drives through, dips one out, and that's going to be stolen away by Hecox. Hecox rips through and takes this ball up herself. Coming back through Unruh now, right back to Camico. Loves that spin around move, just like that. Kicks right back out to Camico. Her three-pointer is just off. And rebounded again, another offensive rebound. Patrick now inside to Hecox, and that's stolen by Taryn Kraus. Regner has this now. Side steps over. Great ball movement here from Marion. They really like to be patient. They find a lot of discipline opportunities as well. So sorry for the technical difficulties here, as no clock. As so far, one-man show with me. Me joined by Joe for the boys game. He's currently playing across the street in the seat-team game, as that's stepped out by number 24, Kate Wessel. And Wessel will be a name we say a lot tonight. Her brother, Luke Wessel, is Marion's star guard. Unruh now has this right on top of the wing. She drives through, Euro step, sides through, and that should be called for the foul. It's number 2, Erin Rigner, for her first, as Unruh will get her first opportunity. Down low, nobody's scored yet. 0-0. That was tipped away. 6:33 left to go in the first. Regner has this right back down to Inslee. Inslee skip pass down to Regner. She drives in, puts one up, and she will score on the board first for Marion. Erin Regner. Inside now, shifts around here is Kraus. Kraus skip pass over to Regner now, and she drives through, just had the bucket last time, finds a short corner opportunity for that stolen away by Patrick, gives this down to Unruh on a whole head of steam, and she will lay this one up for her first point of the night. And she had 21 in last Tuesday's game against Berean. His basket is good by number 21, Kenna Wessner. Skip pass down to Hecox, her three ball. Just off the lip of the rim, rebounded by Marion. Inside now is Inslee, and she gives this to Regier. Inside now, shifts around, fires through the lane, backs her man down, and she will put a hierarchy shot up. That one is off by Wessel. And Unruh's going to stop and set up her play. Finds Patrick for a three ball. That one is just off the lip of the rim, but rebounded by Hecox. She fires one up and will get fouled. So she'll go to the line for two, slow to get up. She'll go to the line for two. As Hattie, pretty good free throw shooter. 14 for 24, that's 58.3%. As she will score that one. So solid all around. The Cats are great at free throws, averaging 94 free throws made this season. 63% team overall. And with that, she goes 2 for 2 on that one, so she's on the board with 2, joined by Under, who also has 2. With 4:11 left to go in the first, 4-4. Inside now, here's Hecox at the top of the key. She finds Patrick. Patrick drives through her man and gives this to Under, who thinks about it. This dribble drive offense, as they call it, has been pretty successful this season. And that one is tipped away by Regner, and she will dive on it, and that will remain Wildcats ball. Under to inbound. Line up past the Kamiko, and she will force that down for a travel. And Marion will retake possession here. 3:56 left to go, 4-4. As fans are starting to file in here, this place can hold a lot, and it does usually get packed. Inside, skip pass down to Regner, and she drives through. Will find Inslee. Inslee thinks about a three ball. She tries it, and that one is just off the top of the iron, and that's last touch by Conkling, and Marion will get their ball back. As Under is going to steal this one, drives through the lane, puts one up, spins around, or a right-handed layup, and that one is just off. It's Cami Under trying something new there. It's 3:26 left to go in the first now, 4-4. Conkling to inbound. Looking for Patrick. She will before that is tipped out by Kraus. 3:24 still on the clock. 4-4 first quarter. Something interesting, Marion only has 3 fouls to Moundridge's 0, so kind of a one-sided game in the foul department. Move back over here. Patrick thinks about a three ball. She doesn't take it. And drives up top, stops, pops for a 3. And rebounded by Kamiko, and that one is good. As Kamiko on the board now with 2, so 3 out of 5 starters for the Cats so far have 2 points, so evenly distributed throughout. coming out of that timeout here inside now. Looking over is Revere, and she will bring it back out as Marion so far has kept up with the Cats overall. Found a lot of good inside looks down to Enzi, and they tried for that one, and that one is tipped away by Stoss. Stoss to Hecox now. And deep three-pointer here from Hecox. That one is just short. Rebounded by her sister. Back to her. She thinks about a three ball and doesn't take it. Back over here to Unruh. Unruh fires inside and turned it over there as Kraus saves it down to Rigner. That one is good there from Regner, and that's her 4th point of the game, leading scorer of tonight's game. Now as Unruh drives through, thinks about it, fires down to Hecox. Her three-pointer is just off. That one's by Stoss. Stoss back to Conkling. She stops, pops, looks for a three ball, and that one is just off. And another rebound here for the Cats. Second chance opportunities are huge for these Cats, and fires inside to Hecox. Hecox thinks about it, will find Conkling, and will get called a blocking foul on number 1, Dylan Kraus. And lobbing it up here is to Unruh. She stops and looks for another jump shot, but that one is just off. Rare miss from her. She missed her right-handed layup earlier in the first quarter as well. Driving down, stops, looks. Marion so far not taking care of the ball just like that as Hecox rips it away. Hecox, wide open three ball, doesn't take it, drives in, coughs it up to Unruh. She takes it herself, high arcing through, and she scores. An inside look there. They love that ball movement, that dribble drive offense. And tipped away by Unruh. She drives through again, looking for a little redemption from last time, and she will lay that one through. So Unruh now 4 points in about 10 seconds, as we'll be back after this break. She's coming back out after that break. Tipped away here by Patrick, and she will find Hecox on the little inside lob. Conkling now lays one up, and she will miss off the top. Rare miss from her as well. As 48.4 on the clock in the first, 6-10. As Patrick will pick up her first after a push, and Marion will move the chains. Kraus now is looking, will fire, and finds her teammate, Wessel. as that will be another turnover for Marion. So that's 4 straight offensive possessions with a turnover for the Warriors, so wanting to clean that up. Sitting at 10-5 here, great start to their season through the first 15. As Moundridge picking up their cancellation game against Bennington on Monday, and then we'll face El Salino on Tuesday. As that is a turnover by Stoss inside, and Regner now has this. She drives to the lane, puts one down to Kraus. Kraus thinks about it, swarmed up by Conklin. She drives back around. Great on-ball defense here from the Cats as well. And bobbles that one is Regner, and she will scoop it inside, and almost scoring there is Wessel. Great defense there by Stoss. Hecox now driving through, looking for something here. And we'll find a Hecox. Hecox finds a wide open Patrick on the short corner, and she will lay that one through at the buzzer. 12-6 is your score going into the second quarter. Marion needs to keep a hold of the basketball, and Moundridge needs to keep implying intensity, as we'll be back. As coming out of the first quarter, Marion here, 5 turnovers in this first quarter, as Moundridge is playing their better version of basketball, still averaging 13.2 turnovers a game, but looking to cut that down as they are only 2 in so far in the first. Hecox now looking into Kamiko. Kamiko back around to Unruh. She thinks about it, drives through, spins back left around, puts a layup up, and will go to the line for 2. Unruh so far this season, 28 for 38 from free throws, 73% shooter. And she will score that one. It's like I said earlier, this team all around is a great free throw shooting team, 40 for 63. As she will go 2 for 2. As 14-6 is her score now, 7:46 left to go in the second. Regner drives through, puts one down, tipped away by her shoe, and that one is wrestled away by Kamiko. She puts down her dribble and passes down to Unruh. Unruh now skip pass down to Conklin. She throws one up, and it will be a finish inside. Mackie Conklin is on the board with 2 tonight, as Unruh has 8. 16-6, as Regner drives through an open lane, tipped away by Conklin, and Conklin coming down and closely guarded by Wessel, and they poke that ball out, and that will be Marion ball. Great defensive hustle there from Kate Wessel. Regner down to Kraus. Kraus is looking and will find back to her. So Marion overall needs to stop turning the ball over. I think that's one of the biggest emphasis on the game. And inside now. Spins around here is Regner, and which will fire down to Kraus. Kraus puts up a 2-ball, and that one is good. A long 2 from Taryn Kraus. 8-16 is your score now. Driving inside is Ragnar. She spins around, closely guarded by Conkling, and she will force a turnover here as Unruh. She drives through, puts up a left-handed finish, and it will go. 10 points for Unruh in the first half, following her nice 21 performance on Tuesday. As Kraus will draw the foul on Hecox. That's her first personal. Inside, thrown over, picked up by Unruh, driving down, stops, looks for a 3-ball, and that one is just off. Bad miss there from Unruh, and she knew it. 5:46 now left to go, 8-18. And shifting down here is Patrick as one will go off. As Patrick to the line here, and she will miss her first. 6 for 8 on the season. So far, Moundridge kind of playing slower than they normally would, starting to pick up some momentum with the turnovers, and she will go 1 for 2 from the line as Patrick, 19-18. 5:28 left to go in the second. That's almost stripped away there by Patrick. She fires through looking for something. Ensley right back over, spins around, back to her. Marion regains possession. Looking up, and that one is off of the hands of Kraus. Another offensive turnover for Marion. Unruh skip pass over to Patrick. Patrick's 3-ball is just off the top of the rim, but rebounded by Kamiko. Puts up a left-handed finish, and it swirls to the iron and in. Macy Kamiko on the board with 4 tonight. (21-8). Inside back around, nutmegging Patrick as that one is just off. Picked up by Hecox to Unruh. Unruh back to Patrick, and she will be fouled. So Patrick will shoot and score her third free throw of the night. 4:48:22 left. Inside, and she goes 2 for 2 from the line, so 23-8 now. Tipped away, Hecox driving inside and will go to the line herself, so a free throw frenzy here for Moundridge. Is on their way to improving to 13-2. Marion, at this rate, will fall to 10-6. Seacox will go 1 for 1 from the line, as looking to go 2 for 2 and put her girls up 4:37 left to go in the second, 8-24, as Peacocks will score that one again, so 25-8 now. Inside, running this press, quite successful as Moundridge, and Peacocks will travel after containing the ball there. Marion only has 2 points in the second quarter. We're looking to change that. Moundridge press has been exuberant as they drive through. Inside here, Enzi looking around, picks up her dribble, puts it back on the floor, and a miscommunication there with her and Wessner as that one is off. And Moundridge will regain possession here with 4:18 left to go, 8-25. They will call a foul as Patrick will pick that offensive down. As Patrick will score. His third trip to the line tonight, has missed 1 and made 5. It's 26-8. 4:08 left to go as Conkling will check in exchange for Patrick. As Moundridge is going to continue their press, trying to amp up the score as much as possible. 4:08 left to go in the second, 8-26. As double team here, as they'll go on the foot of Unruh. Is 4:05 left on the clock. Back around, shipped out by Unruh before she hits that one out herself. So Marion just cannot inbound the ball here, as Coach Huxman has her girls ready to go. Great press they run, as Marion has been absolutely shocked this quarter. But getting right through that is Dylan Krause as she runs straight through it. Great defense by Ryerson as Marion will regain possession and bring it back out. Regner spins back around, closely swarmed there by Unruh. Krause now, back to her. She goes right back to Krause. Krause's 3 ball is just off, rebounded by Hecox. Ripping through, Conkling now puts up a reverse layup, and that one is good. 20-point lead for the Cats. Heading into this second half as Regner now up top at the key. Inside, step back, looking for a long 2 ball, and that one is off. Shaking her head, that is number 3, Taryn Krause. Inside, tries to get this is Regner, and she falls on it, picked up by Patrick. Patrick to Conkling. Conkling dicing up top, puts a long layup up, and that one is good, using her length to her advantage there. 30-8. Marion still has not scored since the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. It's only 2 points in the second quarter alone. 8-30 now. Driving inside, putting one up is Krause, and she will go to the line for 2. So similar kind of how the Berean game went. Remember, Berean only had 4 points at half, and Moundridge was up by 24 going in. cross will miss her first. That one is off from her, so 0 for 2 from the line as Conklin now drives through, thinks about it, picks up her dribble, down to Ryerson. Ryerson's 3-ball is just off, rebounded there by Wessner. Wessner to Regier now. Inside, spinning the ball well here is Marion. They're getting disciplined shots. The only problem is they're not falling, and another problem is they can't get the ball past half court. As Moundridge's starters will check back in, so Huxman wants to apply some more pressure before the half, as kind of well known here. Moundridge struggled in the fourth quarter so far this year, as they're going to leave Patrick in. And her get called for her foot on the line, so that one will not count. 8-30 still remains your score here. 1:38 left to go in the second. High arcing shot is good, so 1 for 2 from the line, and Marion scores their first point since 5:33 in the second quarter. Patrick now fires inside to Hecox. Hecox thinking about it. Doesn't take it, gives to Patrick. She spins around the lane looking for through, and rebounded by her sister. Inside now to Unruh. Unruh drives around, bounce passes to Hecox. She takes it in, lays a floater up, and will not fall. She goes down, but no foul is called. 1:08 left to go, 9:30. Is Unruh trying to save it and cannot. 59.1 left to go in the second. Skip pass inside. Dribbles one through his Enzi, and she will put one up and through. 11-30. Marion starting to get their momentum before the halfback. Drives inside over to Patrick. Patrick spins back around back to her. She drives baseline looking for something. We'll find Kamiko in the post. She spins around, loses her defender, and scores herself. A little bit of offensive action going here tonight. 30 seconds left of the second, 11-32. As inside here, lobbing one up is just off from Regner. And a huge foul there from number 5, Scout Regner. As Patrick will go to the line as Moundridge is in the bonus. Patrick will score. This is her 4th trip to the line in this first half, so she's definitely going to boost up her free throw percentage. She's 6 for 8 coming into this, and will cross over to double digits as she goes 1 for 1, from this trip, and will go 2 for 2. (34-11) now. And Wessner will get called for a travel with 8.1 left to go in the second. 11:34 is your score. Moundridge is up and looking to cruise their way on to a nice win here in Marion. So coming down, they will play Bennington on Monday and then Elseline on Tuesday. Then to round things off with a highly touted homecoming game. And that'll do it for our first half, as Moundridge is up considerably, looking to continue that momentum. A lot of offensive turnovers here for Marion, looking to control that as much as they can. As we'll be back for third quarter action here, 34-11, 7:54 left to go. In the third quarter, Kraus now over to Regner. Regner back around to Inslee. Inslee to Westner. Great ball movement here from Marion as Kamiko will collide with Kraus, getting the rebound. Skip pass over to Unruh, who has 10 tonight. Fires inside to Patrick for a layup. She will miss. Rebounded by Marion. And deep three ball here from Kraus, and that one is rebounded by Moundridge. Inside now, looking down. Shifts around, spins back over his Hecox to her sister. She puts up a contested floater. That one is off. Gets her own rebound as Kamiko. As Anu drives inside, spins around. Euro stepping through, finds a reverse layup to Macy Kamiko, and that one is good. There's a turnover here from Marion again. Anu was going to lay it up and get fouled for the and one.
Under a shooter first, the N1 won't go.
Inside now, Unruh has this, looks around, finds Patrick for a three ball. Hecox calls for one more. Drives inside as Kamiko back over to Hecox, as that would be called a travel. Oh. As that one is off. 38-11, 6:14 left. As that one is good, 6:14 now, 12-38. Marion down. Needs to stop the offensive turnovers. Moundridge hasn't missed a beat since the break. Unruh now thinks about it. Will overhead pass into Kamiko on a pinball, and down to Hecox ends up with it, puts one up, rebounded by Unruh. Unruh back around inside to Kamiko, shifts around, left-handed finish, and she will go to the line for two. And she's 6 for 15 from free throw.
Kamiko will make it. She made 1 of 2 so far. She'll be 1 for 2 at the line, coming back down. So now you're going to hear a different voice for a little bit, but we've seen a great game from both teams. Marion and Moundridge just fighting hard all night. But the Wildcats have just played a better game so far, and the score shows. And, you know, kind of at this time, it's going to be a slow game. We're just going to let stuff go for now, but should be a good one. Under's going to take the ball down. They're trying to get some reps here. This is what this time's going to be for the Wildcats. Patrick will drive through the paint. Look for Hecox at the three. She'll hit a pump fake, and she'll take it to the lane and get the and one to go. Hallie Hecox, the sophomore, taking care of business down low. Hecox at the line now. Got a chance for the three-point play. Won't go. Kamiko's got the rebound. She'll take out to Hecox, her sister. Under at the three, driving baseline, going up and over her defender. Just can't get that one to fall. But good hustle gives the Wildcats the ball back. Spot up from Patrick is good. She'll lace it. And the Warriors will call a timeout, giving us 5 minutes left in the third period. The Wildcats just getting every single thing they want offensively. Great things from the Wildcats. They're just outplaying the Warriors tonight. And, you know, if you're Marion, you just got to stay calm, think that there's no pressure, and just go get a bucket. You know, you just got to get the score up as much as you can. Keep playing hard. But the Wildcats are taking care of business in this third period of play.
And I think one thing that you can attest to how this game has gone so far is the Cats' ability to not only handle pressure up in their face. Marion started off this game really hot defensively, came in a lot, closing out really well. And they just kind of lacked that this last second half, and they need to pick that intensity back up if they want to get back into this ball game. They're not a bad team by any means. Moundridge is just simply put that good of a defensive team. They're going to swarm you with the ball, and if you're not careful, you will struggle like they have. They have gotten a lot of bad turnovers. And looking out is Kraus, back over to Regner. Regner back to her. As moving the ball nicely is Marion. Disciplined shots is what they need, and that's going to be tipped out by Hallie Hecox. As that one is off and fouled by Patrick, so she'll go to the line for two is Kenna Wessner.
Got Kenna Wessner at the line, shooting her second to give the Warriors something going here. And it'll just rattle in.
Under now brings up the ball, looking for something. Crosses over, skip pass down to Conkling off her foot into her hands. Hecox back to her. She drives inside baseline, looking to move the ball here to Hecox at the top of the key. Shifts around, stops her dribble, down to Stas. Stas back to Unruh. Unruh's three ball is off, and they recall a 3 seconds in the lane on Aspen Stas. Long three ball here from Regner, and that one is just off. Inside now to Stas. Stas back to Hecox. Driving inside now, 44-13. Third quarter, 3:52. Stas spins around, puts one up, and she will get the spin she needed. Aspen Stas on the board with a nice move there with two. Stas, who's averaging 3 points a game, is already at two, so looking to continue that. Inside now is Wessner. Wessner back to Regner. Regner over to Kraus. Kraus's three ball is just off the lip of the rim, rebounded by Conkling. As they'll push the ball up quick, and that one will go over Patrick's head, and Marion will take over. Regner driving inside, fires one inside to Kraus. Kraus jump passing inside to Wessner, and she will draw the foul. Foul's on Hecox. (13 to 46, 3:09 now left to go in the third. Wessner over inside, and that one is just off by Regner. Rebounded by her again, and that one is off as well, so Marion cannot crack the lid. And that one will be off the foot of Wessner. Conkling will inbound. Loose ball here, and pushing this one through. Picked up her possession again is Wessel. Wessel inside to Kraus. Kraus takes a tough layup. Hecox now upward to Stoss. Thinks about it, pushes one in, and will go to the line for a free throw, but they will call it on the floor. Conkling back around, elbow shot here, and backs outside, gives this to Stoss. Stoss short corner, puts one up, and that one is off. Rebounded herself, and she puts it up. And the stat pad category there for Aspen Stoss as she gets her own rebound and puts it up. And that's, again, one of the biggest strengths these Cats have is their ability to give offensive rebounds. Inside back, high arcing pass here for Marion, and you can see they love to run these dribble drive and great ball movement all game, but that one's just another miscommunication for Marion, and the turnovers add up. This team so good at defense, as the Cats have one of the best defensive teams in the state, as Stoss gets a miss, and she puts that one up, and she has 6 points tonight, 50 to 13. (52 to 13 now, as time winding down in the third. It'll be a running clock in the fourth quarter, as this game will end, and Marion will fall to 10-6, and Moundridge will improve to 13-2. .5, 13 to 52. 7.7 now. Conkling has this. Time running down heading into the third. And Stoss will get one up before the basket and score, but it will not count. Stoss having herself a legacy game. Heading into the fourth quarter now, 14-52, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Kamiko driving inside, wants to find Patrick cutting short corner, but settles for Hecox. Hecox to Stoss. Stoss back to Patrick. Nice ball movement here for the Cats. So running clock here, 7 minutes left in the fourth. 52-14. Inside, over and out. As Marion moving the ball well. Again, can't score inside. A lot of offensive turnovers inside as well. High arcing shot from Kamiko, and that one is in and good. 6:05 left to go in the fourth. And high arcing in no man's land a little bit. Kamiko Euros around, and they will call a travel on a two-step layup. As that free throw is off, 54-14, now 15. As score as Unruh will drive up, lay it in, and go to the line for one. She's got 14 points tonight. Coming off that solid performance of 21 on Tuesday versus Marion. As she will put that one through. Inside as Marion, and that one will be off again. As 3:44 left to go, Moundridge is going to stay hot and stay ready to go. Hecox thinks about a three ball, but passes up for Ryerson. Ryerson tries it. Doesn't get the bounce she wanted. Conkling almost pats away that rebound. As Graber and Schreiner, as long as Kamiko, will come in. So everyone plays, which is always nice to see. Conkling hesitates, puts up a nice layup on a nice move inside. She has 10 tonight. (16:58) is your score. 2:10 left to go is the running clock. And Marion will score, making it 18-56. Schreiner now thinks about it and will travel. Driving through is Marion, 1:20 left to go in the fourth. As the Cats could hold it, but I doubt they will. Graber, Omplin, doesn't take it. Hand this down to Ryerson. Ryerson will go to Durst. All underclassmen line up as Ryerson pulls one, and that one is good. Harper Ryerson for three. 17-62. .45 seconds left in the game now. Marion looking back around will find Kraus. And that'll do it, most likely, unless they don't hold it here. As 17-62, 23 seconds left. Ryerson just came off that three ball to Graber. Graber over to Durst. On-ball defense here for Marion. And that'll do it. 4 seconds left, and Moundridge will move to 13-2, and Marion will fall to 10-6. As we'll be back for action of the boys game here in 10 minutes as Joe will come up here and recap a little bit in a sec.
We got a good matchup tonight for our boys game. Marion Warriors versus the Moundridge Wildcats. We're going to look at a very physical game. Kids standing over 6 foot on both sides of the court. Head coach Dustin Knitz will lead the Wildcats. And on the Warriors side, head coach Kevin Dassenbrock will lead his army of Warriors on the court tonight. So, great game. We're going to see some physical defense on both sides. And it should be a good matchup. Lots of threes. It's going to be a great game. One thing we do want to announce beforehand is we'd love to see you subscribe and like the Moundridge Sports Network broadcast, because we are trying to grow and just become more popular. So if you could do that, that'd be much appreciated. Make sure you tune in the 11th and 14th, because 14th will be homecoming at home against Inman Teutons, and that should be a good game. The Valentine's Day matchup. So, Moundridge Sports Network coming at you. Got 4:40 left on the clock. Marion Warriors versus the Moundridge Wildcats. Boys are going to have a tough challenge tonight. One thing we're going to have to see is 50-50 balls. Those second chance points. We talk about this every time. To capitalize off everything. Marion might make mistakes early on, and Wildcats could go on a run early on in the quarter, and the best thing that Marion to do is stop them. But coming out of the locker room now is the Wildcats. You'll see how they get going. 5-10 Marion Warriors versus the 14-0 Moundridge Wildcats. Coming in undefeated, Marion's got a chance to give them their first loss. We'll see if they got anything to do with it. Wildcats warming up. Big matchup tonight. See great things. One thing the Wildcats need to do is secure this win, is just rebound well. We got a lot of taller guys on Marion's side, some 6-foot capability. So rebounding, defensive, offensively, both boards are going to be crucial to which way this game goes. So it's going to be a battle all night long. You see some great things. So your starters for the Wildcats are same as usual. We got Henry Hecox, number 11. Number 2, Kaiser Knitz. Number 10, Heath Churchill. Number 15, Bear Modelmog. And number 14, Zachary Dixon coming in at our center. Yeah, once again, if you can, please subscribe and like the broadcast so we can grow and give you out more games in the future. Anything helps. About 2 minutes left to the start of the first period of play. And a recap of the girls' game, it would come off a dominant W, leading by 40 most of the quarter. Their JV players got some good reps, and the varsity took care of business early on. Great moments in that game. If you did not watch it, you could always go back. Yeah, we're going to see an exciting game tonight. Lot of energy at the Marion home gym. Got 1:30 left on the clock. Counting down our final minute here until we start the game. In a minute, he'll be joined by Connor Adams. He'll take care of most of this game. Big shout out to him. They're calling the games every night. So, 50 seconds. To the gritty offense of both teams. It's going to come down to it tonight. Marion are trying to give Moundridge a run for their money, playing an undefeated team. Lots of nerves, lots of intensity. The gym is going to get wild. So, start off with the anthem.
And we will do the national anthem now, performed by the Marion Singers. And thank you to the Marion Singers for that. As beautiful national anthem there, kicking things off. Should be a great game. Very excited for it. Cats are on a nice 14-game win streak. Haven't lost since February 8th, 2024. It's February 6th. 7th, excuse me. So almost a year ago, the Cats lost. That's their last loss that they've had. It's been 364 days since the Wildcats have lost. And they haven't lost on the road since Wichita Independent in 2022. And as for Moundridge, the usual 5 commits: Matamogs, Heacox, Churchill, and Zach Dixon.
Moundridge, senior, number 14, Zach Dixon. For your Warriors, junior, number 14, Caden Mercer. And for Moundridge, number 15, senior, Bear Meyer.
Jackson Powers, who had 32 points and 25 rebounds in their game against Douglas. And yes, you heard that stat right. Is coming on out here. Moundridge 14-0, Marion 5-10, excuse me, looking to get back on track with a win against the number 1 team in 2A. And Cats came here last time. They won the sub-state championship versus El Saline and have had a lot of success in this gym, looking to recreate that, getting things hyped off, kicked off. Coaches are getting your players ready. Should be an energetic first quarter, and then after that, we'll see what happens. Churchill is going to be jumping with number 33, Jackson Howard, as he will win, and Knitz takes over and hands this down to Hecox. Hecox right back around, thinks about it, settles for Churchill. Dixon backing her down. Marion in their 2-3 zone. Dixon down up top and swirls the iron, and then Zach Dixon on the board first, and back-to-back games. Had 11 points versus Berean last Tuesday, and looking to recreate that success against a talented big in Jackson Howard. Kraus has this, drives down, shifts around. Great on ball defense here by Knitz. Howard has this. As tipped away by Knitz. Knitz is going to take this on a one-on-one and lay this one up, and will go to the line for a foul, and should have been called on the floor, but will not, as Kaiser will go to the line for 1. Knitz is shooting 3 for 9 from free throw this season. That's 33%. Four to 0, 7:01 left to go in the first. Off of the hands of Raymer. He drives inside for Kraus. Kraus is going to lay one up. Knitz rises up and will get called for the foul. And Kraus will go to the line, as he's averaging 10.8 points a game this season, so very talented scorer for the Warriors. A lane violation will be called on Marion, so 1-4 now. As Hecox is going to give this down to Knitz, who Marion in their press break, as Moundridge is going to go through it like butter. Driving up top now is Knitz, down to Churchill. Churchill right back over to Monomog. Right back, lobbing it up for Churchill, and he throws it down to start off the game. Heath Churchill raising the roof in the Aquatic Center. Nice Embiid play, as driving inside is Kraus. Goes up over a arcing Knitz. Back down to Churchill. Churchill on a 2-on-1. Pounces down, tries to put one up. Will get stripped away by Wessel. Wessel driving down. Hecox closely on him, down to Raymer. Raymer inside look, blocked by Churchill. He gets his own board. And we'll go skip pass down to Hecox. Hecox is going to save this down to cutting Knitz. Knitz thinks about it, waits, and puts one up for 2. Moundridge off to his fast 8-1 start. Inside now here is Kraus. Kraus back around here to Raymer. Closely on ball defense with Dixon. Playing up, which is kind of rare to see. Deep 3-ball here from Wessel, and that one is just off. Rebounded inside. Tries it again, and he will not get his bounce that he wanted. Knitz driving inside. Euro steps through, gets him to bite. Can't finish it inside. Rebounded by Howard. Wessel now driving through, puts up a reverse floater, and skip pass down to Modomog. Modomog running down to the head of steam, and he will lay it up on a nice little jelly. Thought about dunking it, doesn't have the vert. 10-1 fast-paced offense here for the Cats as Schmidt will check in for Dixon. And timeout by Marion. A full timeout. So we'll take it over to Joe Azarito for a nice little timeout recap.
So yeah, Connor, thank you for that. We've had a great game so far. Wildcats coming out that energy, up 9 in the run. Heath gets on that rim. I know we didn't see it. But a great lob to Heath Churchill getting on that rim. What a fantastic way to keep the intensity in the gym. You know, I had a hard time watching that back, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. One thing Marion needs to do is just keep composure. You know, they're down 9. They can't get flustered and let it get to them. They got to keep banging down their shots, running their plays, and keep the intensity. And with the Wildcats, coach needs to tell them not to change a thing. You know, they're playing perfect. They're doing everything they want offensively. On the defensive side, they got to rebound, giving up too many second chance points to Marion. We'll get back.
Well said, Joe. Thank you. As driving inside, Moundridge off to a nice 10-1 start on a nice run here. A lot of fast-paced offense as well. 4:57 on the clock. Kraus will take it over. Kraus actually the quarterback for Marion this football season as he drives inside to Wessel. Wessel back to him. Kraus inside, intercepted by Schmidt, and he will give this over to Hecox, running down with whole court of steam. Skip pass over to Knitz. Knitz back to Schmidt. He thinks about it, gets Wessel to bite, drives up, lays it in using his tall abilities. 12-1, 4:27 now left to go in the first. Leighton Schmidt with a nice play. Both the bigs are getting pretty active tonight, both with 2 points in this first quarter. Lots of turnovers here. Monomark running down full head of steam, and we'll find Churchill, who puts up a nice reverse layup. Heath Churchill again proving why he's one of the most athletic people in the HOA. Big high jumper too. Adolph will check in. Back inside here is Wessel driving in. Wessel back to Kraus. And one thing too, Caden Mercer has not had the ball a lot. This is number 14. And Churchill will strip it, finds a cutting Knitz, who will bounce past it into Hecox and putting it up and good. 16-1 now, 3:26 left to go. And the first, Moundridge is playing some pretty impressive basketball before they head into a big-time matchup on Tuesday against El Saline. But first, they got to get through Bennington on Monday and finish the job here tonight against Marion. Raymer with a deep three ball. That one is just off the lip of the rim. 3:08 left to go in the first. 1-16. Lob up to Churchill, and he will just throw it in. And we actually got that this time. Inside look here is Mercer. Mercer drives up and will be called for the foul is Churchill. And Mercer will go 1 for 2 from the line. Adolph now closely guarded by him. Driving up the floor. Skip past to Motomog. Motomog passes on this one. Inside to Schmidt now. Schmidt dicing around. Finds Hecox. Hecox to him. Knitz now closely guarded by Raymer. Bounce pass inside. Motomog thinks about a three but doesn't take it. Adolph now to Schmidt. Schmidt back around, forces through contact, goes up, and will go to the line. Schmidt 11 for 16 from free throw coming into this one. But Schmidt's is good. And Schmidt goes 2 for 2 from the line, so 13 for 19 on the season. Kraus now looking. 2:11 left in the first. Moundridge playing the best ball they've played all season in this first quarter. Kraus inside, step back over down here. Still has this one closely guarded by Knitz. Back around up top, shifts back, looking for a cutting Wessel inside, but will pass it up. That's number 20, Isaac Wessner with the ball, and it'll be a foul on Hecox. Excuse me, on Adolph. Trying to get something here. Wessner now has this one. Tipped away by Modelmog, tries to regain it. Modelmog scoreless here tonight. And that's stolen by Churchill before he loses it. Getting up is Wessel, puts up a step back short corner jumper, and that one is off. Coatsy has it and will miss. Coming down now. Churchill to Knitz. Knitz drives baseline and will throw this one out of bounds. Somehow Marion will almost regain possession before they fix it and give it to the Cats. Modelmog back over, side steps, puts up a floater, and he gets the and one inside. Modelmog. Jump stop through the paint. Modelmog is an astonishing 42 for 49 from the charity strike, as he will improve to 43 and 50. He does not miss free throws very often, but it seemed like the one that he did miss would have put him to 1,000 points. So draws the double inside, stripped away. Schmidt running with a whole head of steam. We take this one himself with a nice move and drop it inside. Leighton Schmidt is on the board again here with 6 points tonight. Schmidt coming in tonight was averaging about 2.8 points a game. Coatsy has this one down to Adolph. Adolph on a fast break. Wessel closely guarded, gives this to Modelmog. He rises up and dunks it through. 27-2. Moundridge on a nice run here. Inside, and that one is off the foot of Knitz. Mercer over here. Kraus now looking. Back out to Wessel. Wessel drives baseline. Churchill closely guarded, and he puts up a nice reverse layup to drop the dry spell. 4-27 now is your score. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Long first quarter. Churchill off, cannot find him, settles for Adolph, and that one is just off. That'll do it for your first quarter score, 27-4. Looking for an absolute statement of a win here on the road before they go on the road Monday against Bennington and have a highly anticipated matchup against El Salina on Tuesday.
So, Connor, we've seen a great game so far from the Wildcats, seen every single thing they want offensively. They're just outplaying Marion tonight, and that's going to be the story probably for the rest three of these quarters. So, 27-4 in the first quarter, almost putting up 30. What an outstanding job by the Wildcats, just transition buckets every time they get down there. They're just dominating the floor, and the starters were checked back into the second quarter. So, 27-4. Give me your score out of the first. We'll send it back to Adams.
As Raymer has this down to Howard. Howard rises up, and Dixon will be called for the foul. Howard looking, and that one is just off the lip of the rim. Howard goes 1 for 2 on a loud make. 5-27 is your score. Modomong looking, surveys, down to Dixon. Dixon back to him. Churchill now over inside to Dixon. Dixon power dribbles his way through. High arcing catch from Heacox. Stops and shoots, and it's all cords. Henry Heacox from 3. 30-44, excuse me. 7:20 on the board. Tipped away by Monomog and setting a screen inside, and he throws it down. It's an absolute dunk fest here tonight at Marion Aquatic Center, raising the roof. Moundridge proving why they are so highly talked about. Inside, Wessel, and that wins all cords. Inside, high arcing shot from Monomog, and it rattles the rim and misses. Kraus has this now, walking it up the floor. Kraus with 1 point tonight off of his free throw in the first. Modomog back behind himself. Looking now inside, pressures the floor, stops, brings it back out. Back inside to Dixon. Dixon back to him. Churchill high arcing shot, spins around, and we go to the line for 2. Churchill's shot is good. Kraus now looking inside, finds Raymer. Raymer to Wessner. Wessner puts up a flop and will go to the line for 2. .552 now, 9-34. As Caden Mercer's 2 free throws are good. Lob pass inside to Monomog, rips through, puts one up, and will tip it inside. Inside look here for Wessel, and that one is just off, rebounded by Modelmog. Dixon inside, tipped away by Kraus. He gets the steal. Inside, Raymer is going to lob it up, intercepted by Hecox. Inside look to Knitz. Knitz is going to lose the ball on his fingertips, and that one is off. Raymer inside now. Looking around, will find himself a cutting Wessel. Wessel back out to Mercer. Mercer's three ball. Straight to Lane Durst, who's checked in the game. Nine to 37, 4:25. Inside now. Raymer has this, been quiet all night, closely guarded by all these defenders, as they will call hopefully a jump ball, but they will not, as it will be Marion ball still. Inside, Schmidt takes a three ball from the corner, and it's good. Leighton Schmidt with a high arcing three ball. Big man can shoot. 9 to 40 now. 3:39 left to go. As Howard will rise up, try to put that one in, and will not be successful. Lutz is going to drive through, putting one up through the lane, coast to coast. Rebounded by Schmidt, takes a sidestep, and he will score. Leighton Schmidt is on quite the run here with 11 points in the first half. Timeout, Marion.
So dominant first half from the Wildcats. 42-9 before halftime is present. Got our bench players, and Jesse Lutz commanding the floor. Leighton Schmidt coming out with a big-time corner three. It's going to be very crucial to see what he does, what the amount of time he's going to get. Wildcats really just getting in their reps right now. They're not doing anything too serious. I mean, garbage time. Not much to say about it. 3:11 left in the second. We'll hear some words from Adams now.
He's coming inside. Raymer will score his first basket of the night off of a free throw with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Adolph driving around, puts one in. Keppel Adolph, and unfortunately Marion is just not able to grasp it around. They cannot get a hold of them at all. Gutterman inside to Howard, who's been held just 1 point tonight. Sidesteps and lays that up over Braden Hartog. 2:25 left to go in the second. .218 left to go. 13:44 in the second quarter. Graber now in the game. Same with Kane. Graber drives through, passes inside. Kane's three ball is good. Josh Kane on the board with three. 151 to 15 to 47 in the second quarter. An absolute thriller here tonight. Wessel responds, and that one is off. Lutz now inside, gives it to Kane. Kane back around to him. Graber back around, trying something. It will fall, and will get fouled. Lutz inside, stops at the elbow, puts one up, and that was just off the top of the iron, and Durst will take a tumble. Wessel now inside, and they will call a foul on Kane. And Wessel will score. Inside, being stripped by Den Hartzog. 25 seconds left, and they will call another foul. .13 seconds left. Lobbing it up for Howard, and he will drop it and throw it straight into the goal. Kane inside, bounce pass to Lutz. Lutz takes it, 6 seconds left. Stops, puts up a 3-ball just off, almost rebounded by Kane, and that will do it for our first half. Moundridge up 50-17 on a nice game. So, I mean, you couldn't play a better game plan. You couldn't ask your guys to execute better than the Cats have executed so far. As well, sip it over to Joe Azarito for a halftime talk.
So, I mean, there's not much to say. 50-17. Wildcats are smoking the Warriors. They're doing everything right. But the moral of the story is if you're Marion, you just got to come out here and play hard and give it everything you got. So, great game from both competitors so far. 17-50 is your score. We got 10 minutes of the third quarter. Seen great things from the Wildcats, testing out most of their offensives and bench players. They're getting everything they want offensively, and they're just crashing every board defensively. So we're getting the rebounds. And Moundridge is playing an all-around better game. But we will see you in the third quarter. coming out with a minute left until the third period. Recap the second half if you haven't been here. Wildcats have got every single bucket they wanted offensively. They're dominating the floor. They're getting buckets in transition. Big names tonight are like Heath Churchill going after that dunk for the the third point of the game. So props to Churchill getting on that glass. And Modomod, on the other hand, he got himself one. And if you're here tonight, you'll see urban legend Jack Conkling in the stands. You'll see him out there tonight at Marion if you are here. So big shout out to Mr. Conkling for coming out. But got 19 seconds left until the third half. 17-15 is your score. Going to see how the Warriors respond with 2 quarters of play. Wildcats will come out with starters, and same will Marion. They'll get their starters in. Been a great game, big intensity. Big time plays make big time players, so here we go. Knitt's going to bring the ball down. He'll look to Dixon. Dixon will throw it inside to Hetox. Hetox out to Churchill. Churchill thinks about it. He'll give it out to Dixon. Dixon slowing down their pace. Modomod thought about it. He'll get in. He'll look to Knitz. Knitz over the top to Dixon. Dixon working that paint. Gives it out to Knitz. Knitz high up flow to the corner. Hetox for the big time 3. Just over. Hetox a little too hard there. Marion trying to get anything going. That's a steal by Knitz. He'll push the floor, try and draw the foul, but he'll just go up and lay it in. Almost rattled out. Kaiser Knitz bringing that score to 52. We'll get that scoreboard going for you guys. Churchill guarding close on the ball. Marion shambling through the rest of the game. Raymer stuck, has nowhere to go. Almost double teamed by Churchill and Modomog. Raymer for 3. Just hard off the iron. He tosses with that rebound. Gets stuck there. Modomog pushing the ball down. It's 4 on 3 coming down. Modomog gives it to Hetox. Hetox at the wing. Churchill thought about it. Saw Knitz wide open. Gives it out to Hetox. Dixon in the corner, big time 3. Just hard off, rebounded by Knitz. Knitz, reverse layup, just short. And they couldn't get that going. Little light off the fingertips of Knitz. .6:19 left on the clock. We're not just short for the rest of the game, but we'll update you on the clock. 6 minutes left, 17-52. Wildcats, they're kind of getting in some reps right now. You know, they're not playing as hard as possible. You know, 40-point lead. You kind of just gotta play easy. You know, don't want to hurt nobody. Just want to have a good game. Big shout out to Marion for letting us broadcast. You know, love to see them have us here. The friendly environment that they give. So big shout out to Marion guys for letting us broadcast here. And the mid-range jumper from Howard is going to go, giving your Warriors 19 points through the whole game. 19-52. Not the year, that's the score. Churchill finds Dixon. Dixon inside pass to Hetox with a reverse layup. Hit a 180 off the glass, giving them 54. You know, I'm joined here with Paul Grew. He's going to say a little bit about the game so far, so we'll give it to him.
I think the game's going really well for Wildcats. They seem to be working really great on offense. The officiating's a little bit questionable, but, you know, in a game like this, it don't matter too much.
So, Paul, how do you think the Wildcats' offense has been? You know, they're up about 40 points. How do you think they've done so far?
I think they've done tremendous tonight. I mean, all the guys seem to have great chemistry tonight, and it's really amazing to come out and be able to see that.
That's true. How do you think the bench players have responded getting in their minutes?
I think they're loving it. I think all the guys are just having a lot of fun out there, and that's always good to see.
All right, thank you, Paul Grew. And after that free throw just swirls out, Marion will stay at 19 after the missed free throws from Mercer. Modomog, spike line at the logo, gives it to Dixon. Dixon at the three-point line. Giving him space. Hitox thought about it. Going to hand off to Modomod. Modomod catching a jab. Behind the back, Modomod spin moves to Dixon, almost off the... Would have been a tough assist for Modomod. Moundridge kind of just going for highlights now. And that'll be a kicked ball on the Marion photo crew. Sending it Reds' way. 4:27 left in the third period. Dixon will check out of the game. Schmidt will get some minutes now. And, surprisingly enough, we don't see Schmidt shoot a lot of shots outside the perimeter, but we saw a big-time three from the corner from Schmidt. No, showing his shooting ability. He just doesn't choose to, but he can do it. Schmidt at the wing, gives it to Churchill. Churchill to give him 2 on the year. He goes! Churchill giving him 2 threes for his junior career. I talked to him a little bit before the game. Churchill, that's all he wanted to do tonight was just hit a 3. And he got it. I think that's all Heath would want. If he could score 5 points, I think he'd want 1 3 and 1 dunk. That's all he could get. Hitox, big moment. Misses it. The dunk from Hitox. Hard off the iron. My goodness. Almost broke the rim. Hitox laughing about that one. And then Adolph will take Hitox out of the game after the missed dunk attempt. Not what you want to see from the Wildcats in garbage time. Steal by Modomod. He's got a chance to put another one away. And he'll stop and pop. And he'll rattle out. And I think they're going to give the points to Schmidt because he had more of a hand on it, but we'll see. Yep, Schmidt would get the points there, bringing him to 13. I'm pretty sure that's a career high for Schmidt, getting 13 points. I don't know. We'd have to fact check that. We'll update your scoreboard here. 21-59 is the score with 3 minutes left in the third. Big time layup from Howard, number 33. Heath Churchill goes up baseline. Hard foul. That's one offensive move you're going to see from Churchill all the time. Try to get off the glass and drive through the paint. Churchill loves playing off the glass in the backboard. His layups. Everything. Schmidt will drive, picked up, hop step. Oh, goodness, rebounded by Schmidt. Just over. Churchill will receive the ball there. 21-59 is your score. Lutz will take Modomod out of the game. And if I had to guess, I don't think Modomod will come back in unless Marion just starts scoring on every possession. Down almost like 27 points. Kind of tough to get back from. Adolph short corner, can't go. Marion trying to get something in transition. Back on. Churchill will check out for Den Hartog. And Lane Durst, number 20, will get Kaiser Knitz. Great game from the Wildcats so far. Just playing with composure. That's going to be a key word tonight. Stay calm and it's going to come to you. Marion having trouble getting the ball in. Foul by Den Hartog. In garbage time, which is what we call when one team is up so much that the clock starts running, that you gotta watch your hands. The refs are going to be touchy. They're going to call everything that they see. So then Hartog, he's got a wall up there and don't let him get over. But the first free throw from Mercer is going to be good, giving your Marion Warriors one more point. He's 1 for 1 right now at the line. He'll go for his second, and he'll just bounce off Schmidt with the rebound to Lutz. Lutz pitching it up to Penny Dog. Lane Durst gets it. Lutz over to Durst. Durst gets it. Adolph playing close cut defense. Free throw from Kraus would give him 23. He's 61-23. You know, a lot of the guys, they love to see the JV players getting some highlights and some reps in. So this is good for the younger classmen to just show that they can compete. Almost a turnover there by the Wildcats, so they save it. Step past the Bradenton Hartog. Lutz will get it. He'll be closely guarded. The shake and bake from Lutz almost hits the three open, but can't connect. Adolph's got one in the corner. They don't see it. He's not calling for the ball. Kane sees him. He's going to give it to Lutz. Lutz shakes his defender off to Adolph. Adolph pump fakes the three. Hard out to Lutz. Lutz shakes him off. Almost goes for the step back. Durst gets up and over to Braden and Hartog off the glass. Giving the Wildcats 63 points on the night. Played an amazing game. About a minute left, winding down to the third. And that'll wind out the third quarter, 65-26. Update your score there, and we will see you back in the fourth. Coming in the fourth quarter here. Cats are just going to wind it down. Bit of a blowout, so if you're sticking around, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Moundridge Sports Network. We're keeping you update to football, basketball, and maybe some baseball events. We'll see what happens this year. We'll see what happens. could make it out to the Diamonds. We'll see what the fan energy is like towards the back half of the year. 7:17 left in the fourth quarter. 26-65. The Wildcats are kind of just running the clock. Kane will look at Durst. Durst to Kane. Kane gets his man in the corner. Shaking bait from Josh Kane. Showing his pro touch. There's a reason he wears 23. Kane definitely bumping up his averages after this game. Kane's got 8 points, and he's been averaging 1.7 on the year. So he would definitely have a skyrocket after that. And the second free throw from number 1, Jordy Raymer, will fall, giving the Marion Warriors 28 total. 67. The Wildcats have like 6-7 on the clock left to work with. Durst for 3. Just hard off. The crowd reaction would have been nuts. Kane to Graber. Graber gives him a dribble move. Pressure release to Lutz. Lutz will try and set up the play. Lutz looking for the open man. Lutz will drive. His toes will touch out, and that'll be called White's way. You know, this is a time for Moundridge just to fine-tune their mistakes. You know, just go out there and act like it's sub-state. Act like we're going back-to-back in a championship game. Just take it serious, but not too serious. Don't hurt nobody. Just play your best game and prove that, like, you know, we can do this too. 3 there from number 3 will not go. Kraus just can't get it to fall. Kane will drive in the lane, dish it out to Den Hartog, and it'll roll out of bounds. Wildcats are kind of slowing down, getting more turnovers, but a sizable score difference. Kane closely guarding. Durst beat in the paint by Howard, giving them 30. Lutz to Graber. Graber. Spot up 3 from Graber. Just short. Then Hartog backing down his man. Can't get it to go. Then Hartog fighting for it. Great hustle play by the senior. Graber tries to spin it out to Kane. Kane finds Lutz. Lutz shaking his defender. Gets him completely off, and high pickup layup off the glass from Lutz. Down and dirty in the paint. Pro touch finish from Lutz, giving them 69 points. The Cats could potentially go for 70. They got 3:45 left in the fourth quarter. Role players taking care of business. Kane has used the full extension of his bench. And due to KSHO rules, it'll be a running clock throughout the rest of the game. Good layup there by number 14. Giving them 32-69. Wessel. Lutz slowing down the offense. Tee up to Braden. Then Hartog kicking to Durst. Turnover there. That's Wesner on the hustle play. He'll drop himself. Spot up shot. Just rattles in for Coetzee. Giving Moundridge a bucket. Kane bounce pass out to Graber. Kicks out to Den Hartog. Den Hartog thought about it. You know he wanted to shoot it. Lutz. 3 from Lutz. Bang! sizing up the defense for 72 points. Lutz sends them over 70. Lutz has 2 threes now. High pickup, pro step, rattles in for Wesner, showing his bag. (72) divided by 2 is 36, and that'll be the other score from Marion. Another 3 from Lutz. Oh, and it's just a lot of air on that one. Graber will save it to Den Hartog. The offense will come back. Kane to Lutz. Lutz another. Hard off the iron. Den Hartog showing his hustle. And he'll trip up, and that'll be a charge on Den Hartog. Now, since the role players or bench players have come in for the Wildcats, Marion has stepped up their offense. You know, they've gotten better looks, and they'll take out most of their starters. Number 55 and number 1, who we saw in the JV game and C game. Great moments from them. What Raymer thinks about it. Lutz closely guarding ball. They'll switch through. Oh, and it just rattles out for Raymer. Winding down, 40 seconds left. 36-72. Again, we want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. The support really helps. We want to thank Marion for letting us come out and broadcast. It wouldn't be possible without them. So, big shout out to everyone who made the stream possible tonight. Connor Adams for doing the girls' game. And a little bit of the guys. Loading in Hartog and Williams Bromer turning the camera for us. So big shout out to the camera crew. None of this would have been possible without them. So big shout out to everyone here. 6 seconds winding down. 37-72. We'll round out your score, sending the Wildcats 15-0 on the year. Great start from them. Homecoming, February 14th. Keep that date in mind. We'll play the Inman Teutons at the home gym, so we will see you then. Fourth quarter action's over. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great night. If you're at the game, make it safely home. And Zazarito signing off.